Welcome to my world. Handicapped man down at a charity feed. Great spread this morning. God, it was horrible. But it made what I needed to happen. Then I had these people that stopped and said, "Hey, you want some shoes?" I said, "Yeah, I was going to need to get some anyway. So might as well." And if it really comes to fruition, help them buy more shoes so that we can help more people. Well, I'm not but you know what I mean. Hell, might as well. There's nothing wrong with helping someone. You know, it makes for good karma or good energy.
Are you ready for the wildest ride on Fremont Street? The Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience. 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171 on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. Open 7 days a week, noon until midnight. Strap yourself in, pull your safety belts tight, and feel the power and the speed at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience. Downtown Las Vegas, Fremont Street, 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171, right on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. What are you waiting for? Log on, get your tickets now. It's time to go racing at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience, 450 Fremont Street, downtown Las Vegas.
Race friends, they're back together again. Live from Daytona Beach, Florida, it's Scratch with a K. And live from Las Vegas, it's Alan Michaels. Right here, right now, on the flagship station, the WCOBM TV network. It's on Pit Road Racing.
Las Vegas, Nevada, and from Daytona Beach, Florida, Alan Michaels here in the entertainment capital of the world, and Scratch with a K down at the most world famous racetrack and the most famous beach in the world, Daytona Beach, Florida, man. Good afternoon to you, sir.
Good evening to you, sir. How are you doing?
Man, I'm doing great. Before I do it, I got to give a big shout out to Dr. Grant Carno from the Nevada Surgical Suites in Nevada Pain Campers. I went in 7:30 this morning, buddy. My pain level on my back and my spine was running about an 8.5 to 9. And boy, this guy's a wizard. 6 shots, or he burnt 4 nerves and 2 shots. Buddy, my pain level's back down because I'm with you today.
Right on, man. I'm happy to hear that.
Dr. Grant, man. Shout out to Dr. Grant today. God, I love this guy.
Happy to hear that.
Keeps me off the opioids. The shots and things last for about 90 days. So, man, I'm hooked up. I'm ready to go racing. How you doing?
Ready to go racing with you.
Good show today, man. We're gonna talk. In fact, we'll get it ready to rock and roll. We got our brand new media director, Jose Carrera. I had a chance to talk to him yesterday. I know you were busy getting things ready to go with your shows and gigs and things, but I had a chance to talk to him. We'll roll that. But coming up at 3:45 this afternoon, Scratch, you know, I said I wanted an attorney on this show, and I wanted the description of what this lawsuit's all about. So, my good friend, I've got you one. Las Vegas attorney John SPLIOTRO will join us at 3:45 this afternoon. He's got all the rules, the regulations. NASCAR says it's got a bomb that's ready, a nuclear warhead that's getting ready to go off. They think that they can build cars. If everybody builds, they'll build their own stuff. We'll talk about that. How about Tony Stewart, man? He went in alliance with Elite Motorsports. And it just released yesterday that Tony's got a ride for a Top Fuel. He's going to drive that new Top Fuel car they're going to put.
How about that?
I'm going to take a little quick. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I said something about that on the on my radio show on the High Banks last Friday, as a matter of fact, about the fact, you know, that Leah Pruitt was getting back in the car, Tony Stewart was getting out. And I was like, what I don't understand is why Tony Stewart wouldn't get himself another Top Fuel ride or car of some sort. And there, boom, just like that. It's magic. It's like I willed it to happen, but I didn't.
Great interview on YouTube. Check it out. Erica Enders and Tony Pendergrass. And the interview starts off to the point that they thought at the U.S. Nationals in Indianapolis that Erica's 2 teammates did a laydown or a rollover so she could get in. Erica calls him out on it big time. But at the very end of the interview, they talk about how Elite Motorsports has now formed, and they have purchased, what it was is they purchased Josh Hart's Top Fuel team. The cars, the equipment, everything. And they said, we're going to get a driver. We're going to get a team that knows what they're doing. 5 days later, Scratch, this press release came out. Guess where Tony Stewart's going? And guess who's driving the car?
There you go.
The
I think
smoke
it's great.
body.
I think it's great.
Hey, listen, this is in chat talk later on. Stewart has now lined himself up. But first of all, he could be racing his wife.
That was one of the things I joked around about on the radio show last week too. I was like, maybe he's scared to race against his wife.
You know, we sort of know how things went with Danica Patrick and Ricky Stenhouse Jr., right?
That's different though. Neither one of them could
This
drive.
is a lot different. Yeah, I kidding because I love Tony and love Leah, and they've got young Dominic. But anyhow, he could be racing his wife. But check it out, Scratch.
Yes.
He's not only going to have he's going to have his Top Fuel team, Leah back in the car, Matt Hagan in the funny car. Now he's going to move over to Elite and combined sources. Not only does he have another Top Fuel car, but he's going to be joined by at least 4 to 6 Pro Stock cars that are going to join that family too. It's something.
Sounds like fun.
That's it. You got any shout outs or anybody you want to say hey to today?
I want to say hey to myself. I want to wish myself a happy birthday.
I was just about ready to get to that. So
I'm just saying, no, I know. I wasn't trying to rush you. You asked me if I wanted to shout out to somebody. Yes, me. Happy birthday, me.
It is your birthday. Ladies and gentlemen, I met this guy about 15 years ago at Lotus Broadcasting. At the time, he was doing a show called the Vegas Ambassadors. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
He was a co-host. It was pretty strange, too, because he came in with 2 sort of goofy-looking dudes, and here's Scratch coming in, looking like he was Jeff Spicoli out of Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Yeah, that's what I looked like back in the day. I think
and I got to say, man, the entertaining part of the show is when you used to just jab those 2 other co-hosts.
Well, hey, man, I couldn't help it with Earl. It was Earl Carl. I couldn't help it with Earl. He I mean, I hate to say it, but I felt like I was bailing him out a lot of times on whatever he was struggling on there a little bit. And the only way I knew how to do it, being a comedian, you know what I mean, at the time and whatever, was to kind of bag on him a little bit. And I don't think he liked it, but it was pretty entertaining.
Well, I'm just telling you that see, the point of it is when you're a producer and a board operator, you have to stay neutral. You know, you're not supposed to laugh at one and take sides to another. But I got to admit, when he would get on Earl, man, I'd have to turn around and just like look out the glass window and go all and then. But I would have to keep my hand on the magic red button because in case somebody said any of the 7 or 8 naughty words. So it'd always be a trick with this guy. Do I get to punch the button? I'd always remember. I warned you. Remember, you only get 3 buttons, buddy. If I have to hit it a 3rd time, you're off the air. You're done for the day, man. So keep it in check.
I kept it in check, though.
Yeah, you kept it in check.
That's hilarious, though. I remember. I know. I mean, I'm telling you, I know he used to get mad about it.
Happy birthday to you, my friend.
Thank you.
Happy birthday. 15 years we've been rocking and rolling together.
That's a long time.
Like it is. You get around the track together, and I'll get racing weather. And then after that, we'll get the interview with Jose Carrera. Then you and I'll take back control of this nutty hour. And boy, this is going to get good. I cannot wait for this to happen at 3:45.
I'm excited.
I told him no holding back.
6:45 our time. People on my side of the fence.
There you go. Hey, Racing Weather is brought to you by our good friends at Woods Family Sandwiches. Everybody, 931 American Pacific. They're in Suite 106. More information, get catering, pick up orders, worldwide web at wfsandwiches.com. Monster Energy is here in Las Vegas. Scratch. 53,000 tons of dirt have been dropped on the strip.
How many? 53,000 tons of dirt.
Tons of dirt have been dropped on this thing. Going to be a great weekend, man. Temperatures in the upper 80s dropping off for the camping people in the mid to upper 70s for nighttime. I'm going out tomorrow night. Fan Fest is tomorrow night. I'm going out tomorrow night for Fan Fest and catch I guess what they call opening round, practice rounds, whatever. So have a good time. NASCAR is going to be in New Hampshire this weekend. It's time to eat the lobsters. Really nice. Sunny skies all weekend. Low temperatures in the low 70s. Camping up there, you're going to be in the mid 40s. NHRA, partly sunny skies on Friday and Sunday in Concord or Charlotte, North Carolina. 70% chance of a thunderstorm on Saturday, but it says it's going to be clearing out of there by about noon. So it'll be an early morning rain. Highs end up in the upper 80s, dropping off into lower 60s. High limits is off this week. The World of Outlaws is going to be out in Tulane, California. Doubleheader weekend out there for you. Scratch has got all the details coming up. Weather's going to be sunny skies and clear. You guys are going to have great weather. Temperatures in the low 80s, nighttime lows 64. Scratch, that's a look at race and weather. It's brought to you by our good friends, Woods Family Sandwiches, my friend. Take us around the track real quick, buddy.
All right, we're going to take you around the track. We're going to start right here in Volusia County for New Smyrna Speedway because they have the Super Late Model Sunbelt Series. Twin 50s, pro late models, they're going to go head-to-head this Saturday in not one but two action-packed 50-lap feature battles. Sportsman drivers return to the high banks while the always exciting super stocks at hard-hitting bomber divisions light up the track. Pro stock 602 modifieds. Tickets are just $20 with early bird special if you arrive in time for the heats at 6 p.m. And always, kids get in free 11 and under. Go to newsmyrnaspeedway.org on that Saturday. Also this Saturday, if you like dirt track racing and you're in my area, Volusia County, that's right, the fan favorite Battle in Barberville, it returns to Volusia Speedway Park, bringing the Top Gun sprint cars back to the track for the second time in 2025. The best sprint car drivers in the region will battle for $2,000 payday in Saturday's 25-lap feature, and they'll be joined by the dirt car, ump modifieds, factory stocks, three-quarter modifieds. You can get in there for $15. If you're military or first responder, you can get in there for $12. If you're 12 and under, you can get in there for free. VolusiaSpeedwayPark.com. Check that out. Monster Energy Supercross Series. Today and tomorrow in St. Louis, Missouri. Oh, my bad. That was last week. Got it. Monster Energy Supercross Series. That was last weekend. The Progressive Flat Track Series, they are wrapping up the 2025 season. Oh, the Monster Energy Supercross Series was the 19th through 20th. I got it, Alan.
All right.
The Progressive Flat Track Series, I got my dates mixed up. The series wrapped up for the 2025 season. East Coast Speedway Motorcycle Racing action October 11th and October 26th. West Coast Speedway Motorcycle Racing, September 27th in Costa Mesa. Fast Fridays, October 4th, the U.S. versus the world. Industry Hills, October 25th, the World Speedway Invitational. Formula One is off this week. IndyCar is finished for the season. NHRA, September 19th through the 21st. It's 4 wide at the ZMAX Raceway in Concord, North Carolina. High Limit Series, September 12th and 13th, Lawrenceville Speedway. NOS Energy Series, September 19th through the 20th, doubleheader at Thunderbolt Raceway. American Beer Modified Series, October 3rd at Humboldt Speedway, October 4th at 81 Speedway. NASCAR ARCA Series, Salem Speedway, September 20th. ARCA East season is wrapped up for 2025. The ARCA West final event, September 27th at Madeira Speedway. Craftsman Truck Series action, New Hampshire Motor Speedway, Saturday, September 20th. That would be this Saturday. Xfinity Series will return Kansas Speedway, September 27th. NASCAR Cup Series action in New Hampshire on Sunday at 2 o'clock. Alan, that's a look around the track from my point of view.
You got it, man. Brought to you by our friends at the Downtown Grand, our great new partners over there, located in the heart of downtown Las Vegas, man. Great pools, great restaurants, great gaming over there. They got Dollar Blackjack, man. If you get in town, come on down, have some fun. You can log online at downtowngrand.com, make your reservations there. The heart of Downtown Grand, Hotel and Casino, official partner of On Pit Road Racing and the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame. Real quickly, man, got your shoe there? Got your shoes? All righty. Got to get the shoes up here. Want to remind you, let me get my ticker rolling here, and then we'll take a quick break. And when we come back, we'll get Jose Carrera. But right there you go. Hot Shoe Hall of Fame right there. Scratch has got his. I got mine. You donate. It's real easy, man. Just go to the World Wide Web at hotshoehof.com. You see the ticker right there. All you got to do is hit the donate button right there. This is totally 100% tax-free. No, you can take it off. It's tax-free. So we're a nonprofit organization. The shoes go to help out needy men, women, and children, helps them out physically, mentally, and all the way around, man. Puts a little bit of heart love right back into them because they're the heart shoes right there, okay? So definitely do that. Log on once again, the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame, and log on for the heart shoes there, okay, my friend? Hey, I'll tell you what, why don't you do me a favor, take us to break. We'll take a quick break here when we come back. Our good friend, Jose Carrera, I got him in the hot seat, man. He's show number 1. The guy that replaced our good friend Jeff Motley is now the head of media and communications from the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, and he will join us right after the break. Scratch, take us there.
Yeah, man, I am Scratch with a K. I'm in Daytona Beach, Florida, and that was Alan Michaels in the WCOBM studios in Las Vegas. We'll be right back with more on Pit Road Racing and Jose Guerrera. Stay tuned.
This is speed. This is winning. This is losing. This is smoke and fire. This is high stakes and wild cards. This is family and tradition. This is everything on the line. This is it. This is NASCAR in Las Vegas. The South Point 400, a NASCAR playoff race, October 10th through 12th. Get your tickets now. LVMS.com.
That's what you're doing to that, man. Circus is coming to town. Just about 4 weeks away, man. Round 12 starts off this week, but just about 4 weeks away. The round of 8 comes, and it comes to America's Racing Showplace. That's the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, everybody. Tickets are available right now. LVMS.com. You want to pick them up, man. Grandstand seats, camping seats, whatever seats that you want, we'll find a place. We can put you in skyboxes. We can put you anywhere you all want to go, man. That's for sure, you know. Hey, you know, sometimes the guards change in different positions, and this year they did change at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway after 26 years of dual service there. President and General Manager Chris Powell decided that he was buying a motorhome and going golfing, man. So we wish Chris the best of luck with that. Patrick Lindsay is now the new Vice President and General Manager of the Las Vegas Speedway. We'll be getting in touch with Patrick as the weeks come by to get him on the show. I had the great pleasure of working with one of the greatest media guys that I've ever had in 30 years of broadcasting. Mr. Jeff Motley was the Vice President, Media Relations and Communications Director there for almost 25 years. And he decided to take another job and venture on to something a little bit more his taking, working with college sports. So stepping in that position, he is on our screen right now, live from the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Will you please welcome for his first appearance, Mr. Jose Guerrera. Good afternoon, sir, and welcome on Pit Road Racing.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Super excited. I know we've worked already for a few years together, but excited for many more.
You got it, man. You're on your way, man. The circus is coming to town. It's going to be 3 days of big racing. Of course, the bull ring is going to be kicking it off for you. But first of all, before we even get to NASCAR, you guys have totally just tore up the strip of the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. I don't know how many tons of thousands of tons of dirt have been dropped on the strip because it's the final round, Jose, of the Monster Energy Supercross weekend. Tell us about racing with the bikes at the strip, my friend.
Yeah, so we actually have 50 million pounds of dirt that just got dropped onto the drag strip and is being shoveled around and moved around. But we're super excited about having the Super Motocross World Finals in Vegas again for the second year in a row. It's definitely a unique event that we host on this property, as every other unique event that we have. But it's exciting to see that we're going to get a different crowd, a different group of motorsport enthusiasts. So it's definitely exciting, and it's happening all this weekend, Friday and Saturday. Friday for the Fan Fest, and then Saturday for the main event.
Going to be good. And of course, you can log on to their website at monsterenergysupercross.com, and tickets are there. You guys got tickets out at LVMS. Can they get tickets there through the website?
Yeah, you can go through our website at lvms.com, or you can go through the Super Motocross as well.
Okay, so you can pick up tickets for that. Coming up for you then in September, later on the 20th, we're racing back at the Bull Ring, one of the greatest short tracks. You know, Jose, this program for 15 seasons has started off from the Bull Ring and all the local racing tracks from the West Coast to the East Coast. I mean, this is knuckle busting, cutting, getting dirty, down and dirty at the Bull Ring, man, and we're back racing in action on the 20th.
Yeah, we really are. We're super excited about that. We're going to be having a lot of things happening on property, but we're super excited. And like I said, the roots of racing definitely started at the Bull Ring, and that's kind of something that we want to continue growing within our local market, as well as, you know, the roots of racing here in Vegas. But that's, if anyone hasn't been to the bull ring, it's definitely something I highly recommend. Just the local atmosphere, as well as getting the interaction to meet the local drivers. And, you know, you never know who you're going to be talking to. It might be the next Cup Series driver that will be racing on the super speedway.
And actually, you guys have got a couple of good events, because I just saw the press release came out. I was just thinking Kevin Harvick and his son are coming out there. I think they're going to be running their to me, they're the super late model cars. Some divisions have called them pro late models, but to me, the super late model car. But you guys got them coming. And then in November, we'll tag on this. The Bushes are coming to town, Kyle and Brexton. And as I see it, Brexton's up 3-2 on Kyle. Simply because there's been more dirt racing, and I think Brexton's got Kyle's number on the dirt. But this should be pretty soon to see father and son, and this is a great event for Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
Yeah, we're super excited about the Harvicks coming into town, and like I said, it's definitely great to see. And now the kids are actually being the next stars and growing their own fan bases. But like I said, there's a lot more surprises coming pretty soon on more of those rosters continue to grow. But it's definitely super exciting that we're going to have them for our NASCAR weekend. So definitely come out and check out the Harvicks. You know, go at it at the Star Nursery Classic.
Yep, sure will be. October 10th, Tour Cars, Legend Cars are going to be at the Bull Ring for you. Get tickets at lvms.com. Then on Saturday, October 11th, Jose, we move it over to the Xfinity Series. We're all tight in the battles for the championships right here, and the Xfinity guys will take the track here. Man, what a great big show for the Xfinity guys here on Saturday.
Yeah, they're continuing to grow, and it's just like, you never know. Like, Connor's been doing such a fabulous job at beating just about anything. So we'd be excited to have him here and do great. And but it's definitely another showing that, if anyone hasn't seen it, is definitely the best. Honestly, you start seeing their talent grow from the Truck Series, or even from racing at the Bull Ring and going into the Xfinity Series. Is definitely something exciting. And, you know, what better place to do it, especially when kids can go in for free with a ticket and an adult. So that's kind of something, where other professional event can you go do that?
Not many will like it. That's fair. Then, of course, Sunday, the big show, the finale here for Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the 2025 season will be the Round of 8. In fact, for this interview today, I pulled it out. I don't know if you noticed it, but for the first year that the South Point started, I actually went to the media with Michael Gahn, and Michael himself actually gave me this hat, and I only wear it on very, very special occasions. It meant so much. But the South Point 400, buddy, Round of 8. I mean, so far, everything is getting crazier and crazier, race by race, week by week. Who knows what the hell's going to happen by the time we get to Vegas, buddy? Exactly.
I know that we're super excited about it finally being our turn pretty soon to host the biggest event and for NASCAR. One thing that we're realizing is later on in the next couple of weeks, we'll be pushing out some press releases out there, kind of showcasing why other drivers also believe that Vegas is definitely something on their calendar that they need to highlight. Even Christopher Bell said it when he came into town a few weeks ago, that Vegas is definitely probably one of the second best track that you need to be looking out for in when it comes to the calendar schedule, just because if you win in Vegas, that's just your easy step going into the championship finals.
That's it. And I'm glad to see him moving around, but I really hope to God within the next couple of years that we get a shot of having the finale here in Las Vegas, bringing the trucks, the Xfinity, the Cup Series. And of course, we hosted the award show for many, many years here. So that would be a really good tie-up. I think it would be an expense-wise for the teams. They're keeping people here. We're just booking some extra rooms for extra time. But I would love to see Las Vegas Motor Speedway, America's Racing Showplace, get a shot at the grand finale of the NASCAR season. So that's something on my future. Buddy, coming up on the 18th of October, it'll be championship night. You'll decide all the titles from all the classes there at the Bull Ring. So once again, a chance for people to get one final shot of racing at the Bull Ring with all the local guys.
Yeah, you definitely have to come check them out. It's definitely the best way to end the season. We're super excited about it. Like I said, we're continuing to grow our local track racing, the grassroots of everything. So that's something that with new initiatives, we're definitely looking forward to that. But definitely come check it out.
October 30th through November 2nd, man, it won't be 4 wide at the strip. They'll clean the dirt off of it, and we'll go 2 wide. And, usually Man, I don't know how many years you've been over there, but I've seen a couple of times to where the championship didn't need to go to Sonoma. It was settled right here in Las Vegas. And it looks like if it keeps rolling away it would, there could be at least one or two divisions that could get settled here in Las Vegas. We're racing back at the Strip, my friend.
Yeah, we're super excited about NHRA being back, and it's definitely one of the best, was one of the fastest sports out there. No matter what you hear out there, they're quick. And we're super excited about having them again, hosting them. It's definitely one of the best weekends out there. We're super excited about it just because of where it lands with us, definitely during Halloween weekend. And we love to see how the teams get involved, and the teams like to wear costumes and, show their spirit around that actual holiday itself. But it's something that if you haven't ever seen it yourself, it's amazing. It's shocking how you can feel it in your chest when they take off. But that is something that you have to see within yourself, because it's definitely so hard to explain, almost over 330 miles an hour.
Oh, yeah, way over, man. Brittany Force just broke her own record twice, 3 times so far this year. But doing it, and the best thing about it is too is a lot of the series, NASCAR's got its way of doing things with media and how you can get to see drivers, this and that. The advantage point that we have here is that we have the Neon Garage where it's a little bit more accessible. But the best thing I think about NHRA is, and I was a guest on another pod show this week, is I said, man, your general admission ticket gets you in the pits, and the drivers are much more accessible there. I mean, John Force will stop and sign an autograph. Brittany, Antron Brown, any one of those people will sign autographs. And if you want to get a face full of nitro, well, you can stand right there and they'll pump that nitro at you. And I mean, it's just a great value to get to the Strip. You don't have to have media credentials to meet the drivers. You can just pay a general admission, get your parking, and just have a good time. And it's I love drag racing, man. And I love going to the Strip. Well, we're going to wrap it up, my friend, at November 6th, 7th, and 8th. It used to be the Duel in the Desert, and I guess it's been rebranded or renamed to the Open Wheels Showdown, where we get about 300 to 350 modifieds. The big block modifieds come to tear the dirt up at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, my friend.
Yeah, that event itself, it's been growing each time we've been hosting it, and just seeing those cars, how fast they can actually go around that track, it's insane. And that's also another thing that, as we continue to grow all the multiple sports and motorsports events that we have on this facility, it's definitely something you have to check out. It's hard to explain too, because like the accessibility you have as, meeting these insane drivers that just take off, and they're not scared of anything. I've had the opportunity to interview a few of them, and they're just like, so what's it like going there? And just like, you don't even notice it. It's a small blur, but yeah. It's insane that we can host that at our facility, and we're super excited about continuing the relationship and continuing growing it. Each year just keeps getting it better and better.
And, depending on how the scheduling worked out, a lot of times at the Duel in the Desert, man, you'll get a lot of the Cup guys and Xfinity guys that might come. Some guys that run over in the high limits or in the World of Outlaws series, just depending on how scheduling. But you never know who's going to show up at the Duel in the Desert. Hell, you might get down there, and Larson might be in a modified. Christopher Bell might be in one. You might see Casey Kane in one. You never know who's going to show up. I think it all just sort of works out to their scheduling. But if they show, they show, and they put one hell of a show on in the dirt. It's a great facility. Well, usually wrapping it up the year, the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, Jose, has always been famous for its big Christmas light show, to where people could come through and drive around the speedway underneath all the Christmas lights and decorations. And of course, all the money goes to the Speedway Children's Charity Fund, which Paulette Anderson and this show has been, very tight together through all the years. We try to help out in any which way we can. So let's wrap it up a little bit there, man. The Christmas show light gets bigger and better every year.
It really does. We're super excited about the initiative and continue to grow it. I mean, every single dollar that we make throughout the year goes back to helping children in Southern Nevada. So it's definitely something that we take a lot of pride to of what we do. So we're super excited about Glittering Lights coming back, and we're creating a lot more theme nights. So be out there, be ready for when the announcement comes out. There's going to be a lot more theme nights for a lot more people to participate in, and it's definitely going to be a lot more exciting. We're going to be participating a lot more, and so we're super excited about it. So we invite everyone to come out, enjoy the Christmas lights, enjoy some hot chocolate, some popcorn, and just enjoy time with your family while you see some Christmas lights.
It's all set up all the way completely around the complex there. So it's definitely a great deal. So get out there and do it. And of course, before we go, the season for 2026 has already been announced. NASCAR will return twice. The NHRA is coming back twice. I'm a little shaky that we lost our round of 8. But, you know, the positive thing about it is that we get the trucks back next year in the fall, too. So we get a triple header weekend in the spring and a triple header weekend in the fall. So I guess you got to take one for the other. I'm glad to see the trucks come back because, to be honest with you, my friend, the trucks are what I love to see on Friday nights, man, underneath the lights at LBMS, and they're beating and they're banging. They're just putting it to the pedal to the metal. And it's just some good rocking and rolling racing. So I guess that way, but tickets are now available still for the upcoming event for you at lvms.com. And of course, once again, Jose, our next year, 2026, the season's already ready to go, right?
Yeah, we're excited about it. We just made the announcement. There's a little corrections on that. So we're only having NHRA once next year. We won't be hosting the 4-wide in the spring anymore. It'll just be in the fall.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's with NHRA having their anniversary year next year. They were excited about bringing racing back to certain tracks that they haven't been to in many years. So they reached out to a few tracks that hosted 2 races a year to see if they were willing to offer the opportunity for that.
Well, I have to let me make a note on my thing right there. One event for the, I didn't get that. But anyhow, well, we'll keep 4-wide. So 4-wide will move from the spring to the fall, right?
No, so it'll actually only be 2-wide. The only place that you can see 4-wide now will be in Charlotte.
Oh, wow. So 4-wide's gone. So the spring race is gone for
Yes.
NHRA, and it'll only be 2-wide in the fall.
Correct.
Okay, so basically we're getting back to what we have right now. We just lost that. So will there be a potential down the road to pick the 4-wide back up?
Yeah, that's always been in conversation. Like I said, this is something that we're working with NHRA, to continue to grow the sport in certain markets that haven't had, drag racing in many years. So that's kind of something that they're going back to highlighting in certain tracks.
I got you. Anything else you'd like to let everybody know about, man?
Yeah, no, we're super excited about having everyone out. Definitely get your tickets at lvms.com. We look forward to all the announcements we're going to be making very, very shortly. So be on the lookout for that and follow us on social media. That's it. And of course, we'll keep you updated. Of course, 15 seasons. LVMS has been our #1 track. It's our home track here. And will always be our home track. And so whatever the news comes, this program will put it out there to you. We're set and ready to go. I know we'll have media room number 4 fired up. The TV cameras will be ready to roll, and we'll load them up and lock them in there. Jane will have the trucker coffee going, and we'll all be rocking and rolling. And you, my friend, will be the man in the hot seat as you take over as the new Communications and Media Relations Director of the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, Mr. Jose Carrera. Good luck to you. Welcome aboard, my friend. And batten down the hatches because it's going to be one hell of a ride for you. I know. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I know we have such a great team here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. It's been a transition, but I'm super excited about the opportunity to continue to grow this facility and these sports that we host on here.
Thank you so much, my friend. We'll see you at the Media Center. Well, we'll see you at the Bull Ring coming up, and then over at the Media Center as the big show comes to town, Las Vegas. That's right, and the world, the round of 8 at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, America's Racing Showplace, and we'll be live all weekend long. Jose Carrera, thank you so much, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks, buddy.
All right, see you in a couple of weeks.
You got it. On Pit Road Racing continues. Up next, Mr. John SPLIOTRO, attorney at law, is going to join us. Why, you ask? Because he's got all the news about this lawsuit from 2311 in Front Row in NASCAR. We're going to talk legal with him coming up right after this, everybody.
This is speed. This is winning. This is losing. This is smoke and fire. This is high stakes and wild cards. This is family and tradition. This is everything on the line. This is it. This is NASCAR in Las Vegas. The South Point 400, a NASCAR playoff race, October 10th through 12th. Get your tickets now. LVMS.com.
At Hammered Harry's, we're not like other restaurants.
The hell do you want?
We're service with an attitude.
There's your food. Don't ask me for anything else.
Dishing out great food, strong drinks, weekly events, and a hefty serving of sass. Only at Hammered Harry's.
Looking good out there as we're going to bring a.
Wow, we're tiny. Well, I'm not tiny anymore.
There we go. There, we're all back in the frame. There it is. Great guy, man. Great guy. You're going to get a chance to meet Mr. Jose Carrera. I'm going to tell you, he's been there for a couple of years understudying with Jeff Motley and everything else, but he's going to get the man that one room, about 600 reporters in one room. The other room's got about 350 photographers. Then you got all the sports guys in another room. So when they get packed up on Saturday and Sunday afternoon, you're going to find out we're going to be in the swim of about 1,100 media reps, plus all the entertainment that's got to be done and everything else, man. He's got a hell of
I was disappointed. I was disappointed to hear about the 4 wide though.
Yeah, I know. And I was wrong. 53 million tons, not thousands, millions of tons of dirt.
Goodness gracious, that's a lot of dirt.
That's a lot of dirt.
Where's it come from? And then where's it go afterwards?
I haven't based idea.
Well,
I really don't.
It'd be fun to know
really
for no reason whatsoever.
We're going to be standing by here coming up in just about 7 or 8 minutes or so. Scratch, I know I put a big thing together as scripts, but I don't know if we're going to even stick to this. If you want to go ahead and just go, why don't you move up to the NASCAR and move up to your notes of NASCAR. We'll give everybody a shot of what all happened last week in NASCAR and where we're at there, and that should time us out. We get to the end of the show, we'll fill in. How about it? We're winging it today, buddy.
I like winging it.
He does that. John SPLIOTRO is going to join us. Attorney at law. Gene Woods is going to join us too. Gene's got the insight of what it takes to build a race team. He built a race team, owned a race team, and actually raced a race team in NASCAR. John SPLIOTRO is an attorney at law. He also owns a race team here in Las Vegas. He teamed up with the late, great Scotty Gaffarini and SG Speed Racing. So John is not only a lawyer, but he is involved with motorsports and has been for several years. So we're going to get an inside depth. You ready to go with NASCAR news and notes, buddy?
Yeah, buddy.
Brought to you by our good friends of the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, LVMS.com. NASCAR returns a round of 8. South Point 400 weekend, October 10th, 11th, and 12th. And NHRA back on the 30th. We got everything from Jose. Scratch, tell us everything about what's going on with NASCAR notes and news. And,
your ARCA Series action. Although Joe Gibbs Racing was unable to celebrate another Drivers' Championship in the ARCA Menard Series East for 2025, they departed Bristol Motor Speedway on Thursday victorious in multiple regards. Brett Cruz delivered a stellar wire-to-wire performance. He secured his 3rd East Series victory on the season and 5th overall in the ARCA Menard Series platform. The dominant performance also enabled Cruz to give the number 18 Toyota its 4th consecutive East Series owners title. While Cruz obtained a win and owners championship, Isaac Kitzmiller locked up the East Series driver championship by tallying an 8th place finish. Winner Brent Cruz, 2nd Tristan McKee, and 3rd was Brendan Butterbean Queen to be exact.
I remember when he really was the better being Queen. Real quickly, I wanted to throw in there too that I think we all know this, that Chicagoland made the note to Chicagoland. The street course is out. Juliet's back into you there, Scratch. I just wanted to pop that in. Go ahead and tell us about the trucks, buddy.
Okay, buddy. The trucks, the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series to be exact, race Fast Facts from Bristol. Lane Riggs, he won the Uno 250 presented by Ohio Logistics. It is his 5th victory in a 49 Craftsman Truck Series races, his 3rd victory and 12th top 10 finish of 2025. And Ben Rhodes, he finished 2nd. He posted his 8th top 10 finish in 13 races. Corey Heim was 3rd, posting his 6th top 10 finish in 6 races at Bristol. Connor Mozak, he was the highest finishing rookie with Corey Heim leading the points by 61 over Lane Riggs. You got Corey Heim, Lane Riggs, Daniel Hemrick, Ty Majeski, Tyler Ankrum Grant Enfinger, Caden Honeycutt, Raju Caruth. Right there is the top 8. Would miss out of the round of 8 would be Jake Garcia, Chandler Smith. So they would be out. Your Xfinity Series, racing Fast Facts at Bristol. Eric Almirola. He won the Food City 300. It's his 9th victory in 130 Xfinity Series races. It's his 2nd victory and 8 top 10 finish in 2025. And Sheldon Creed, he finished 2nd. He posted his 2nd top 10 finish in 5 races at Bristol Speedway. Sam Mayer posted his 4th top 10 finish. And then you got Carson Guapel, who was 4th. And the highest finishing rookie was Connor Zilich, as usual. He leads the point standings by 30. Oh, wait, my bad. Carson Guapel was the highest finishing rookie. Connor Zilich leads the point standings, 32 points over Jason Allgaier. Then you have Sam Mayer, Carson Guapel, Harris Burton, Brandon Jones, Sheldon Creed, Taylor Gray, and then currently below that is Nick Sanchez, Jesse Love, Austin Hill, and Sammy Smith. Sorry to hear that sorry to see that with Jesse Love, but Harrison Burton came from almost not making it, and he is in the top 5. So I find that pretty interesting right there.
I like Harrison Burton. He's a good kid, man. Go ahead, Scrap.
Yeah, man. Fast Facts from the Cup for Bristol. You got Christopher Bell. He won the Bass Pro Shops night race. It's his 13th victory and 209 Cup Series races. It's his 4th victory and 16 top 10 finish of 2025. Brad Kozlowski, he finished 2nd, posted his 11th top 10 finish in 29 races at Bristol Speedway. Zane Smith was 3rd. Riley Herbst was the highest finishing rookie. Chase Briscoe leads the point standing, 6 points over Ryan Blaney. The reseeded Cup Series playoff standings after Bristol. Denny Hamlin, he's on top. Kyle Larson is 2nd. William Byron is 3rd. Christopher Bell is 4th. Ryan Blaney's 5th. Chase Briscoe is 7th. Chase Elliott is 7th. On the bubble is Bubba Wallace. He is in 8th, outside the top 8. If it ended right now with the 8, then Austin Cindric, Ross Chastain, Joey Logano, Tyler Reddick, they'd all be looking from the outside. Drivers that got eliminated after Bristol was Austin Dillon, Josh Berry, Alex Bowman, and SVG.
There you go. Segment brought to you by our good friends at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Everybody, LVMS.com. NASCAR returns for the round of 8. South Point 400 weekend kicks off at the Bull Ring on Friday night, the 10th, then over to the Super Speedway, the 11th and the 12th, as the Xfinity and the Cup Series gets rocking and rolling. And, of course, NHRA is back October 30th. And, of course, you got open wheel racing, Bull Ring racing. LVMS.com, the official partner of On Pit Road Racing. Well, Scratch, they're sitting in their green room. They're ready to go. So we're going to light the airways up because I've got attorney at law, Mr. John SPLIOTRO, standing by. He's going to get some rules, regulations, what the law is stating. And also standing by is Gene Woods, who is a former owner, team owner, and a driver for NASCAR. So we're going to find out just about what it costs, what this is all lined up to be, how this lawsuit's going to roll. Who knows? We're going to do it all right after this. John SPLIOTRO and Gene Woods join us at On Pit Road Racing next.
Are you ready for the wildest ride on Fremont Street? The Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience. 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171 on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. Open 7 days a week, noon until midnight. Strap yourself in, pull your safety belts tight, and feel the power and the speed at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience. Downtown Las Vegas, Fremont Street, 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171, right on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. What are you waiting for? Log on, get your tickets now. It's time to go racing at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience, 450 Fremont Street, downtown Las Vegas.
This is speed. This is winning. This is losing. This is smoke and fire. This is high stakes and wild cards. This is family and tradition. This is everything on the line. This is it. This is NASCAR in Las Vegas. The South Point 400, a NASCAR playoff race, October 10th through 12th. Get your tickets now. LVMS.com.
There's the edition of On Pit Road Racing, all in here in Las Vegas. Scratch with the K is down at Daytona Beach, Florida. Over in Boston, Massachusetts is Gene Woods, and joining us from his race shop here in Las Vegas is John SPLIOTRO, attorney at law. He's got the insides. He's also a team owner and has been in the motorsports business. I'll start with John. Good afternoon, and thank you so much for joining the show today, sir.
Thank you for having me, Mike.
No problem. Gene, welcome back to us over in Boston. Good afternoon, and welcome back.
Thanks, Mike. Good to see you too, John.
There
Good
you
to
go.
see you.
Scratch, I'll go ahead, and you got the first question for John SPLIOTRO. Go ahead and fire it to him. Let's find out. Let's get started on this lawsuit and what's happening. Scratch, go for it, my friend.
All right, I've always been curious about this in general before the lawsuit even came up. How isn't NASCAR a monopoly? Isn't it actually a monopoly? They run everything. They make the rules. It's their way or the highway. How is it not? There's no competition. How is it not a monopoly?
All right. Well, that's actually a very complex question. It's not so simple. But so's the NFL, so's the NBA, so's Major League Baseball. The big distinction there is you have the organization, but that is actually run by the team owners. They are the stakeholders, the franchise holders. It's opposite. NASCAR runs it from the top down. If you look at motorsports in general, if you're going to say, well, a racing league, are they a monopoly? The answer would be, just if you stopped it there, no. You have all different types of racing. The argument that the plaintiffs are making, 2311, Denny Hamlin and Michael Jordan, is that this is stock car racing. It's unique. So if we're going to look at it from that lens, then it would be a monopoly. And the reason I also say that is you have to not just look at that it's a racing league. They're controlling the tracks. They control the tracks they own. Then the other organization that owns a majority of tracks is SMI. But I also believe, and my understanding is, the contracts that NASCAR gives to other tracks, if you're going to hold our event here, there is no other stock car racing but us. Now, that is definitely an impediment to somebody competing with NASCAR. So when you take as you're looking at it and you start peeling the layers of the onion, in my view, NASCAR is a monopoly. And the first decision that the judge made when he gave the injunction was, yes, they are a monopoly. And where the crux came in with that, when 2311 filed their injunction, that was to be able to keep racing, because they would not sign the new charter. And what the new charter, part of what it says is that if you're going to keep your charter and go forward, you can't sue us for being a monopoly. Hello, that sounds like no competitiveness. In other words, we can break the law, but you can't sue us. I think that provision is against public policy. The appeals court said it wasn't, because it's looking back, not looking forward. But in actuality, it is looking forward, because anytime it comes due to renew these charters, it's going to be in there again. So you're making the teams make an election between enforcing their rights prospectively and or folding tent, go home and have a lawsuit. So I think that is an impediment. I think at the end of the day, I think this trial court, I think we're going to see NASCAR be a monopoly, and hooray for the racers, I guess.
Sure.
Gene, you now you were back in the old school days, but you actually formed, owned, and driven in a NASCAR and a NASCAR Winston West series. My question of it is to you, the financial, when you put this team together, how much money did you actually have to put up front to get this team going and everything else? And the second part of the question of it is, if you were still an owner in the mix of this, would you be for this charter system? Gene Woods, everybody.
Well, financially, 25 years ago, it was a lot less than it is now, and it is not anywhere near what it is to run the Cup Series on a full schedule. The West Series you could run for around $1 million and very competitively. Still a lot of money to go racing. Now, today, to be a charter, I don't understand the full ramifications of it, but I do understand the sponsorship ramifications and them basically jerking the drivers around. Now, these drivers are all backed by large corporations, and you kind of have them over a barrel because their sponsors are expecting certain things from them. Like they expect them to go out and race. And when you try to stop that, it opens a giant can of worms. I mean, John knows better than anybody the laws, the right to work laws, the monopoly laws, all the infringement things that can happen that they're doing. I know we had a major sponsor that was willing to go the full run with us. Unfortunately, NASCAR didn't approve them as a sponsor, and they literally yanked the rug out from under us 2 weeks before we went racing. So it's their sandbox, and they think they can do what they want.
John, do you think? I mean, Bob Kaufman started this thing. Correct me if I'm wrong. Started this whole thing with this charter thing. And there's one thing here that you and I spoke about on the phone. I mean, when Bill Foley, a prime example, Bill Foley came into Las Vegas and he formed the Las Vegas Golden Knights ice hockey NHL hockey team. Mr. Foley had to pay a franchise fee to get the team, the logos, and everything else. It was a one-time fee, correct? Now, NASCAR signed this deal originally, I think, 10 years ago, and the deal was to run a thing. And then I don't understand if they paid a franchise fee, if you adding all the other sports, is this just a money game here that now NASCAR wants more money from the teams and owners? Is that what this is all about?
Well, it's always a money game. Follow the dollar. Part of the charter system that was good is it was giving TV revenue and that kind of stuff back to the teams, right? Which needed to be done because what it costs to run those teams is it's unreal. I'm sure there are some that don't make any money or make very little money. The TV revenues, like in NFL, Major League Baseball, that kind of thing. There's revenue sharing.
Why you watching
but the owners control that, within the organization.
Podcasting.
Excuse me, I couldn't hear.
I think there was somebody in the background. Sorry, let's go ahead, John. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So part of that charter system was to give teams back to the money, or give money back to the teams, and from that aspect, it was good. But the problem is, it is their sandbox, and they make the rules. So you got to balance this monopoly thing, and you can go back to when you join an organization, you play in their sandbox. That's NCAA versus Tarkanian versus NCAA. You got to abide by their rules, kind of thing. But when it's a monopoly like this, and there is a chokehold, and now the latest rumor I heard is NASCAR has had meetings about NASCAR owning the teams. I don't think you get much more of a monopoly than that, do you? It's
Scratch not.
Scratch, I sent you an article, and John, I think I forwarded this over to you, Gene. I don't know if I got a copy of you, but it was called, the article was called Nuclear War. And Scratch, you got a little bit of detail on it if you want to refresh everybody. I got this off of Yahoo Sports about if they decided, if the drivers wanted to bail, NASCAR said that they were ready to go ahead and buy, purchase, and form 36 race cars. You got Scratch, got a little info real quickly?
It sounds a lot like, to me, like, all of a sudden it turns into like the IROC series or something along those lines. Once you get to that point where you have the cars and you're hiring the drivers. There's a little something playing in the background in my headphones. But yeah. So now you're getting rid of the drivers. I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to put Xfinity drivers in the cars now or something like that. I mean, it seems like it would go the same for them. So, if the drivers decide to walk, then they're just going to, or the teams decide to walk, they're just going to field a bunch of cars and I don't think the fans would stand for that, for one thing.
John, comment?
Yeah, no, I agree. And this problem is really going to go back to the racer. And I think Gene will agree with me here. When you're a racer, I don't care whether I call a team owner a racer, I call a crew guy a racer, I call the driver a racer. They're all racers. That's what they're about. They love it so much. For them, it's always not about the money. They do anything to make it. So, and that's how the sport has always been. And drivers and teams never got together to form something cohesive to always get a fair deal. And invariably, it's always been the case that racing's a losing proposition. Unless you have that big sponsor that you're going to make money off of, you're not making money racing. Dale, it's like you've heard the saying. I heard Dale Jr. say it the other day. If you want to make a small fortune in racing, start with a large fortune. because that's just the way it is.
Right.
So NASCAR owns everything. That's the other thing. The teams are required to buy the car that they designate. That's what they're working with. It's like spec racing now. So now they're buying this car. But part of the agreement is they can't race that car anywhere else.
Gene,
So
comment.
you own the car and you can't use it.
Well, there really is no place else to race it because they're the ones that control the series and they control the races for that car that you, like you said, it is a spec car. But where does this come to a head, John? Where does this stop?
Well, it's going to stop. It's coming to a head here in December. The judge gave a firm trial date because they need clarity of where this is going to where it's going to go forward before this 2026 season starts. So I think it's December 1st, I think, is even the trial date. So we're going to find out real soon. But my guess is you're going to see some kind of a settlement. I wish none of the teams signed the new charter in 2025. If they hadn't, they would have had more bargaining leverage, et cetera. But now NASCAR did announce or discuss this nuclear option of owning the cars. But it's going to be decided. Yeah.
Now, didn't becoming a charter add huge value to your race team?
It did. And the value it added, it did and it didn't really. In a practical sense, it did. It guaranteed you a starting spot. So you've kept your sponsors happy, you've kept your driver happy and all that thing and for your exposure. So you have this guaranteed starting spot. But let's think about it. We're not going back to the 80s and the 70s. Run what you brung, and you had cars that went home. You had more cars that showed up at a NASCAR race than were in the field. Some cars went home.
That's right.
And we don't see that anymore. And the reason you don't see that anymore is because it's too expensive. So from a practical standpoint, what does the charter mean? A guaranteed spot? Well, you're already a funded team. You're going to show up and nobody else is. So,
But when somebody wanted to have a charter team, it was my understanding that they were paying millions of dollars to buy a charter. Is that not correct?
Oh yeah, no, that's correct. It's millions of dollars. It's and the charter, you can buy somebody else's charter, and again with NASCAR's approval. But again, that guarantees you a spot. You could be bad, out to lunch bad, and you're going to start that race, and your sponsor will be seen.
What I was trying to get at was the value that it adds to a team, not in a good way, because once again, it is a monopoly. They've always played that game. I understand it's got to come to a head at some point, but there's also the other side of the coin. There's the sponsors and the race teams that have this huge value attached to their charter, which is just like a franchise, like an NFL team in essence. How does that play itself out where you take this value away from these people that have made this commitment?
There's the problem, Gene. These contracts, the charters, it expired. And now it was time to sign the new one. Okay. It wasn't a franchise you own. You don't have to renew it. You pay your dues or whatever it is, but it's the same across the board. And whatever's coming up, but it's a little bit different with the charter.
They just paid for an agreement then is all they did.
Pretty much. That's it.
Okay. And the agreement lasts for so many, and the agreement lasts for so many years. Now they're coming back and saying, now you got to re-sign. I saw the interview with Richard Childress on YouTube, and Richard Childress did not want to sign that charter deal. The only reason why he said he signed it, and you both just hit on it right there, I had to keep the sponsor happy. Yeah. That was it. If he wanted his, whatever the number is that Childress claiming that he needs to go racing for those two teams or three teams, 25, 30, $40 million, whatever it is, to keep that money rolling in the bank for him to take those cars to the track, he had to do it. Now, here's another point that I think the charter thing, and this is the reason why. And I'm going to give it a simple reason. First of all, Scratch, Gene Wood sitting right there. John SPLIOTRO in his shop that has his son, Johnny SPLIOTRO, that runs that car sitting right behind him. Out of the entire so far of this season, NASCAR is only fielded a five times a 40 field car. So if Gene had the license and if Johnny SPLIOTRO had the license and the clarifications and the license from NASCAR without a charter, Those two guys could have got, if they had the car, the sponsorships, the money, and the clearance from NASCAR and everything else, those two guys could have got in a race this year, Scratch. They could have ran NASCAR this year if they had all the ducks in a row. They didn't need a charter. Only 5 times this year has they filled a full 40-car field. Gentlemen, thoughts on that real quick? Go ahead. Anybody?
Money, just money.
Money.
It's always the money. Follow the dollar.
Always the
That's
money.
what it is. It's always the money.
Gene, if you were an owner, would you buy a charter?
You know what? It entirely depend on the sponsorship money that you had behind it and what your agreement was with them. And your first obligation is to your sponsors, and you have to look at that to start with. If I was just a rich guy, I don't think so. I think I'd just go out there and be a field filler and try to upset them.
Just go
I'm
out there
going
and give it a shot.
to
I
say
think
this.
there you go.
We talked to Michael McDowell a few months ago, actually, and one of the things he was talking about, we were talking about people crashing the cars and intentionally wrecking other people, and he was like, "This isn't like the old days. Most of the money goes with the drivers these days. The sponsorship money. I mean, if the sponsors thought this was unfair or something and stood behind you, and you ended up losing the sponsor and the driver stuck together with the teams." And everybody stood together and stood up, like they have in plenty of sports. I think I mentioned off the air to Alan Michaels that the like the NFL, they went a whole season with replacement players, you know what I mean, and got what they needed to get done. Is this something that seems like it could happen, something like that? And again, the sponsorship is with the drivers. Once NASCAR's got nothing, no, sponsors and things like that, and people sticking together, wouldn't it probably be beneficial?
John, go ahead.
Anybody?
Well, yeah, I mean, it would be, but the drivers and the teams should have done that a long time ago.
Yes, for sure.
I think. Okay, and that's where the problem is, and you just keep digging yourself deeper and deeper. What I think is going to happen is you're going to see a settlement. NASCAR has, listen, they got smart lawyers. They know what they're doing. It's big business. And there's little things they left out to try to make themselves not a monopoly. But again, as you look at it, you could say, okay, this tree doesn't make a monopoly. That tree doesn't make a monopoly. That one doesn't. But as a forest, I think it's a monopoly. And the judge has already kind of preliminarily decided that. That being the case, NASCAR actually has a lot to lose. But so does 2311.
For sure.
And but I think what you'll end up seeing is a settlement. Where it goes from there, I don't know what that settlement will look like or what it will be. But I think there will be some kind of settlement because there's too much at stake to lose for both sides. So you both take a little bit of a trimming. You're both not happy, but you go on. But again, it'll probably rear its ugly head sometime later again.
And there's just not only one team, and I'll let you, anybody else get in. Gene, I'll let you get in next and Scratch too. There's just not only one team. Front Row Motorsports is involved with this, which there's 3 drivers there. I mean, you sort of look at what's going on at 2311, and we do know this for sure. In Tyler Reddick's contract, in the contract says that he will race for only a chartered team. So that's out the door. So then you got Bubba, and then you got Riley as the third driver on that team. Now we go to Front Row, which, correct me if I'm wrong, Zane Smith there, Todd Gilliland, and local favorite Noah Gragson is in there. So those 3 guys are sitting there going, man, I wish they'd get this thing settled up because I want to know if I got a ride or I got to start looking for a ride. Gentlemen, Gene, go ahead, comment first. John, back to you, then Stretch.
I heard some talk about a team strike, driver strike. Everybody standing up and saying, hey, we're not going to do this. And over the years, I've been through that a couple of times in motorcycle racing, and all it was a detriment to the sport in the end, because you're always going to have the guys that are going to want to go race. They're going to go outside the picket line. There's easy pickings when all the fast guys are sitting on the sidelines. So it eventually just hurts the sport. This thing needs to wind up with a legal decision, like John said, that everybody takes a little bit of a trim on this thing and they go back racing and they put it behind them. So it's not the headlines shouldn't be about all this BS with the race teams. They should be more inclined to just go race. You know, they're forgetting about the important thing, all the spectators and the fans and the sponsors.
John?
Well, I agree with Gene in that regard. And as far as the teams, he's also right. You know, the problem is the drivers never stick together. It's always talk, talk, talk. That's what we're going to do. But when push comes to shove, they don't. So that's to their detriment. Again, it should be settled. There's too much at stake for everybody. I think it will. And I hope it does. There's a lot of money there to be cut up. What's the old saying? You know, pigs get fat, hogs get slaughtered. So take the trim and go on. But as a racer, I'm rooting for 2311 on this one. I hope front row and 2311, Denny and Michael and everybody. I hope they come out on top on this one. I do, because that has been the NASCAR fiefdom. And there's a lot of things that they've done I think that have been detrimental to the sport that the fans haven't liked. So, you know, there's always a paddle for somebody's butt, and nobody's paddled NASCAR's butt. It's probably due time.
Right.
There you go. Scratch, a quick comment, and then we'll give him a chance to let him go.
I mean, even NASCAR, it seems like even this is something I never understood either, why the drivers don't have, you know, like the Players Association, like the NFL or whatever, you know, which, or even the owners on top of it, you know, even three separate associations. You got NASCAR, you got the Owners Association, you got Drivers Association, so they can all work together as three different entities and come together at some kind of an agreement. Seems like, to me, that would be helpful, but it's kind of just, it's just kind of awry, really, the whole system.
You know what? And then I'll leave on this one, because, gentlemen, you both have been around this sport a while, and you know the players that have been there. My question to both of you, and then we'll let you go into your final word. Gene, if Bill France Sr. was still alive, and John too, if Bill France Sr. was still alive, the guy that put this sport together, would he let this go on? Gene, you first.
I don't believe so. He ruled the thing with an iron hand, and I think it has gotten out of control a little bit. I think he would have kept, you know, in consideration the things that make the sport big instead of the things that make the players rich.
John?
Well, if he were still alive today, would this be going on? I don't think so. Gene's right. He ruled it with an iron hand. But Bill France, as this sport grew, you have to remember what NASCAR did to promote itself and to be popular. They promoted the drivers, okay? You go back in the day, Earnhardt, Wallace, Martin, you know, that kind of thing, rather than just the sport itself. The drivers and the teams made the sport. And I think he would have recognized that. And I also think he would look at it as this is, you know, it's bigger than any one thing. So let's get it settled and let's get back to racing, boys.
There you go. Before we leave, you're in the shop. Good luck to Johnny this weekend. A little bit about that number 77 ride. Talk about it real quick. That good boy, that good young man you got there.
Oh, thank you. We enjoy it. We have fun. We just love to race. And we make no money. No money. It just costs me money.
Gene, real quickly before we go, we've been rolling the tag all through the shows and everything else. The Hot Shoe Hall of Fame 6th annual show is coming up. A real quick plug for that, and we'll let everybody go.
January 31st, 6.0 Hot Shoe Hall of Fame. Everybody that you can imagine from the motorcycle industry will be there. We are tied in with the Mecum auction. It's going to be the final day of the Mecum auction. That night, we all get together, about 1,000 of us on Fremont Street. And everything's free.
There you go. Come on, Dan. It's a great time. It really is. Gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for your time and your insights on this. I think we got some really good clarity. And the reason, and Scratch, you and I agreed, the reason why we wanted to do this, because sports writers start writing things and they start putting all the little, well, we think this has happened, blah, blah, blah. And I wanted to know what the law was and where the ground stands for everybody. Mr. John SPLIOTRO, attorney at law, running that race team over there for that number 77 for Johnny SPLIOTRO. Gene Woods right there, the founder of the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame, former driver and racer. Gentlemen, thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you for taking time and joining the program today.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody.
We're going to take a quick break. Scratch, we'll do a little chat news and catch up with the things, and we'll be back with the final one on Pit Road Racing right after this, everybody.
Are you ready for the wildest ride on Fremont Street? the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience. 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171 on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. Open 7 days a week, noon until midnight. Strap yourself in, pull your safety belts tight, and feel the power and the speed at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience, downtown Las Vegas, Fremont Street, 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171, right on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. What are you waiting for? Log on, get your tickets now. It's time to go racing at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience, 450 Fremont Street, downtown Las Vegas.
This is speed. This is winning. This is losing. This is smoke and fire. This is high stakes and wild cards. This is family and tradition. This is everything on the line. This is it. This is NASCAR in Las Vegas. The South Point 400, a NASCAR playoff race, October 10th through 12th. Get your tickets now. LVMS.com.
Got it looking right. We're coming just about a quarter after the hour here on a Thursday edition of On Pit Road Racing. Alan here in Las Vegas. My buddy Scratch with a K down there in Daytona Beach at the Nutjack Studios, buddy. What do you think, man? I mean, I think we got a few things settled here today. At least we know what direction we're looking at.
Yeah, well, it was nice to hear. Mr. SPLIOTRO explain the league. I'm a legal idiot, when it comes to a lot of stuff. I mean, especially like this stuff. And it was great to get an insight like that from him and learn a little more about what is going on there. Because I mean, I've always felt that way. It's not really a discussion I really had with too many people ever, but I always kind of felt that way. And then this lawsuit has kind of brought that to the forefront. And I feel like, man, I've been saying this for a long time, right? And then you get to talking to other people that are that feel the same way, that actually know what they're talking about. And then, I don't feel so legally ignorant, I guess. But it was nice it was great though. It's good to hear knowledgeable people discuss something that I'm not very knowledgeable about and learn from. That was a good interview.
I think they just need to sit down and sit down and get, so I think John SPLIOTRO said, now when Frank, it was about the drivers. I mean, Scratch, what race, what town, CBS carried it, and what made it popular? What happened down the backstretch? You know it as you were probably there. Tell us what.
I was there. I was a kid, but I've seen it a million times now at the same time, man. Because the Allisons were my favorite drivers, Donnie and Bobby. So Donnie Allison and Cale Yarborough were banging off each other. They had some problems earlier in the race, the same kind of stuff, just banging off each other. They just got to annoying each other. And then on that last lap, they got down there in between turns 3 and 4 and crashed each other. Bobby was mad too, and he just pulled over there, and then there was a big old fight over there. And that was the first televised 500 from wire to wire, from flag to flag. So it was the first one that they did the whole entire race on CBS. Ken Squire, I believe, was the guy on the call, and man, Donnie Allison, Cale Yarborough. I've hated Cale Yarborough my whole life because of this fight. Because I was a kid, man. I was a kid. I was let's see, in February of '79, I was 8. You know what I mean? No, I was 7. So
many years ago today, man.
yeah, I was 7 years old, man. So and that fight on that televised, which was already a big deal because it was televised like it was, and then that fight, man, launched them. That's what happened.
Got a quick thing. I got a message in from Pat Beatty over there, Carter's dad. Hey, Kyle Larson's daughter, Aubrey, just won her first and then a second in a row at Millbridge tonight. Oh, and her brother won his first race too. Larson kids, like you got young money into double young money.
Nice. Triple money.
Yeah,
Triple
man, we
money.
got to get him on. Pat's watching the show over there. Pat, let's get him on. We want to talk to the Larson kids. Want to say hi to Dave and Shannon out there watching the show tonight. We're getting a lot of good comments about this. I'm liking this. You know, it's just, I'm just scrolling down.
Yeah, I'm looking at them too.
Yep. We get some great comments, great filters. We appreciate everybody chiming in. You get back to where I was at. Hey, real quickly, I'm gonna move to motorcycle news. I'll tell you what, we rent some time. I'm just gonna start going over. We'll get some updates. Let's just get the winners, point standings. I'm gonna get the motorcycle stuff ready to go here. While you do that, I'm gonna throw an overlay, but I want you to talk about the high banks real quick tomorrow afternoon. Talk about it.
All right, on. Yeah, tomorrow afternoon on the high banks, WSBB right here in the New Smyrna of Volusia area. Well, it's actually in New Smyrna, but that's Volusia County right here, 12:30 a.m. or 106.9 FM. High banks. We have a racing around the country segment as well, where Alan Michaels joins me and we do interviews and stuff like that. And I'll just be honest right now. If you want that interview again, that's the one I'm gonna be using. The one we just did. We're gonna put that on because I'd like my listeners for WSBB, those that didn't see it here, or if you would like to hear it again, maybe take some notes. Something like that. We're going to re-air the interview we just had with Gene Woods and SPLIOTRO and get your legal stuff for WSBB tomorrow. It's the High Banks. It's the hottest motorsports show in the area, and I host it every Friday at 5. And I'm joined with Alan Michaels for that back
Right
half
there you
of
go.
the show.
Scratch, if you'll get to the last round, if you get to the last round on the motorcycle news, the progressive, I'll get everybody caught up here on the Supercross. They're here this weekend, man.
All right. This segment is brought to you by the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame, celebrating and preserving the memories of great motorcycles racers and the motorcycle industry's icon, past and present. More information, log on to www.hotshoehof.com.
2 races left, man, coming into it. Well, actually, the St. Louis, you got the results. We'll get to that, but they're here this weekend. The finale is this weekend. Last weekend, Jet Lawrence grabbed a whole shot. Picked it all up, man. I mean, he rolled and rolled. He rolled against Eli Tomac. He moved into second place. Hunter Lawrence, Chase Sexton. I mean, it came down to the final laps. And what a smoker. Tom Vallely grabbed up a big hole shot in the 250 class. These guys are going to be rocking around 52 million tons. I said 5,200,000 pounds. I was wrong. Jose Guerrero corrected me. 52 million pounds of dirt on this track this weekend.
It's a lot of dirt.
Here we go, man. Cooper Webb, 2-point lead over Chase Sexton in the 450 class. Tom Vallely leads Seth Hammaker. 3 points, and RJ and Hampshire by 7. This is going to get gnarly, bro. This is going to get gnarly on the strip in the 450 class. That is for sure. 250 cc's. Hayden Diggin, that's Haley's older brother, holds a 32-point lead over Julian Bremer. You've got the results for the last round of Lake of the Ozarks, buddy, and they crowned a champion up there too.
Yeah, man. AMA Progressive Flat Track Series, Lake Ozark Short Track for the final race of the 2025 season. And this was the results right here. The AFT Super Twins winner, Brian Bauman. Second was Brandon Robinson. Third was Dallas Daniels. Dallas Daniels was crowned the series champion. In the AFT Singles winner, Tom Drain. Second, Taryn Santero. And third, Cage Tadman. Tom Drain is the 2025 season champion for the AFT Singles.
Segment brought to you by our good friends at the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame, celebrating and preserving the memories of great motorcycle racers and the motorcycle industries from the past and the present. More information, the ticker's rolling right across there. Tony, we talked about this earlier in the show. Tony Stewart, we got Tony Stewart's going to Elite next year. We got an NHRA reporter. Are you with me, my friend?
Yes, sir. Time for a look at our NHRA, and this segment is brought to you by Hammered Harry's. Good food, fun times, service with an attitude, and home of the $5 margarita. It's right there at 450 Fremont Street in downtown Las Vegas. They got comedy there on Thursday nights. I like to add that in there.
You're going to come out here and do comedy too.
I'm gonna try to.
And we're getting it squared away. We'll talk tomorrow. We're getting it squared away.
I'm working on it.
Top Fuel, Sean Reed, your winner. Bunny Car Cruise Pedregron. Pro Stock Dallas Grand. New winner in Pro Stock Motorcycles. It wasn't Gage Herrera, buddy. John Hull. Big flipping a point scratch. Are you ready to go? Doug Coletta now leads Tony Stewart by 18. Did you see the crash?
I did. It was crazy, right? Wow.
I can't believe that thing. I mean, that was... And the announcers did such a good job with it. I mean, that car went to the side, and before it hit the wall, it flipped right back over.
Yep.
Tony says he don't remember anything until the safety crew got there.
Yeah, I saw that.
Anyhow, Doug Coletta leads Tony by 18 points going into Charlotte. Austin Prock leads fast. Jack Beckman, 23 in the funny car division. Dallas Glenn over. Who would ever thought that this was? Remember, it started the season halfway through. It was Glenn. It was Greg Anderson. Every week we're talking Greg Anderson, Greg Anderson, Greg Anderson. Dallas Glenn gets a few in there.
That changes everything. Wins
Now,
change
ready?
everything. Remember, we say that all the
this?
time.
How often this year are we talking Gage Herrera, Gage Herrera, Gage Herrera, Gage Herrera all year? Ain't no more, buddy. Matt Smith's up on top.
Yep.
Two-way tie for second with Gage Herrera and John Hall. John Hall picking that victory up last week.
Yeah, they're only split by 6 points there, too.
Yeah.
This segment was brought to you by Hammered Harry's. Good food, fun times, service with an attitude, home of the $5 margarita, and a Thursday night comedy, 450 Fremont Street, downtown Las Vegas.
That's us. We're here.
I feel like the sidekick of a game show.
Remember, you know what? You remember Andy Martello? The guy used to do the juggling thing and everything else. He had the world Guinness World Book of Records as a plate
juggler.
I think you remember. Anyhow, you said that, and it just reminded me of Martelli. He used to do the traveling show of The Price is Right. Scratch with a K, come on down.
Do you know that I auditioned to be the announcer for The Price is Right live there at Bally's, and I got a call back, and somebody went in there and got the gig before I got to go to my callback?
You knew who that guy was? Andy Martello.
Was Andy Martello. There that he got the gig then?
And before then they did the Bally's gig, and then after the Bally's run was done, they took the show on the tour. Took a show on tour.
Well,
and he did the tour too.
He took my gig from me.
He took your gig. Martello's a good guy. He enjoys a good cold beer and a fine cigar. Let's do a little dirt track racing segment brought to you by our good friends at the Gene Woods Racing Experience, 450 Fremont Street. Las Vegas is only true indoor drift track. Everybody come on down. Scratches whoop my butt on this thing.
Yes, I have.
You have more information, World Wide Web, GoKartsLasVegas.com, 702-270-8100. Scratch, little dirt racing, buddy.
Yeah, Michael Buddy Kofoid sure steps up his game when it's time to race in front of the home state fans. Last year at Pen Grove, California, Native embarked on a Rookie World Outlaws NOS, I'm a dummy, NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series campaign and won half of the 6 races during the California Swing. The 2025 West Coast trip appears to be shaping up similarly with just one night in the books. The greatest show on dirt rolled into Bakersfield Speedway at Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway on Friday for the series debut at the 1/3 mile and to ignite a 2-week stay in California. The result, a dominant victory for Kofoid and the Roth Motorsports team. Finishing second, Sheldon Hottenchild. Third was Carson Macedo. Alan, you got the results from the second night, yeah?
Yeah, night number 2 at Paris Speedway. Nothing was going to be stopping to Bill Balog Saturday night. Even a right rear tire. The World of Outlaws NOS Energy Street rolled into the Southern California Oval, and Balog in his 17B was on the roll, buddy. That's right. It was called the North Pole Special. He picked up the big time victory over it, man. Yeah, what a great! It's just great to see this. I wish they would bring the World of Outlaws more here. I really do. I love dirt racing. I'd love to see those guys sling them and fling them. Let me see. Where was I? I just lost it. Anyhow, Scratch, 17 races left in the NOS Energy Series. David Gravel up on top. Michael Coltfield and Carson Macedo. World of Outlaws Real American Beer. Real quickly, winner results. Nick Hoffman up on top. Bobby Pearson second. Brian Shirley wraps it up. Bobby Pierce, your point leader. Nick Hoffman and Ryan Gus. There you go.
Yep. Racing news from the dirt. This segment brought to you by Gene Woods Racing Experience, 450 Fremont Street, Las Vegas, the only true indoor drift track. Go to gokartslasvegas.com, spell carts with a K, or you can call them up, say 702-270-8100, and let them know you want to be a winner there, like Scratch with a K.
There you go. We'll move it to some chat topics. Got some people. I just got a text. Want to know where I was going to be sitting at the monster at the Supercross. I don't know. Like, I'm going to plan my seat. I'm going to get in there. I'm going to find me a nice spot. I'm going to screw them. I'm not going to the media tower. Diana and I did this in Daytona one time. You know, we had there, and we said we didn't want to do the media. You know where we went? We went to the grandstands. We got us a good hot dog. We got us a good cold beer, and we watched racing from the grandstands there. We were down there in the summertime race. I know you don't go to the summertime race.
Not too much. Sometimes I do.
Sammy Smith is set to return to JR Motorsports. JR Motorsports announced this past weekend that Sammy Smith will return to the organization. The number 8 Chevrolet for the 2026 NASCAR now will be renamed the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series. Smith is entering his 3rd year behind the wheel of the JR team. Like this kid. I like him. Good. Good son.
Yeah.
You got some news here. We sort of talked the lawsuits, but if you want to go ahead and refresh, we'll go ahead and do that.
Yeah, during a meeting with team presidents last week, NASCAR President Steve O'Donnell addressed text messages recently released in the sports antitrust trial. People familiar with the matter told SBJ, underscoring a trickle-down effect in the lawsuit having the industry relations this season. This thing's just kind of getting messy, because Michael Jordan, we're saying stuff about the teams and some stuff like that. So it just got a little bit nasty. Somebody within NASCAR have come around to the idea that one off race to determine the season-long championship might not be the proper formula and open to change. One of the people said the series has been under pressure from parts of its core fan base to reevaluate whether its current format to determine its champion is fair. I don't think it is. I think they should definitely change it. I'll be honest with you. One thing I saw too, which I don't know if we have notes on, but I'm going to bring it up real quick, is that they're talking about adding a stage to the speedway races.
Yeah.
Which Junior was for, adding a stage for the speedway races, because it'll take the fuel mileage part of it out.
Okay.
Or something along those lines, I believe is part of what he had said. But this right here, I just thought, man, if you want to have 16 people racing in the playoffs, you should just have 16 people racing in the playoffs for the remainder of the 10 races or something like that. I don't think you should be eliminating people. If you want to reset if playoff time, you want to reset the playoffs. If you want to, okay, at this rate, this is the last race of the regular season, which right now is Daytona.
Right.
And we're going to reset the points. Well, then
Right.
you reset the points to whatever you're doing there. You got your 16 drivers or whatever, and now these 16 drivers can go and just race it all the way to the end in the 10. Like a 2 seasons more or less. That the playoffs. When you're it's racing, so eliminating people is. I mean, SVG, if he's going to win he could win that road course race.
Yeah.
He was a playoff contender. It doesn't even matter now. You see what I mean? Like, I just think you should let the playoff drivers drive it all the way to the end without. Now you got two, 4 cars, whatever, 4 cars competing in a race at the end for the championship. I don't like that trickle down effect.
I'll split it down the middle with you because I've always been the guy that thinks that it should be no playoffs. There should be no nothing.
You rack them in playoffs first.
You rack them and stack them at the beginning of the year. The way it falls at the very end of the year is the way it is. If you had the most points at the end of the year, you win the championship. If there's 8 races to go and you're 17th or 18th, and all of a sudden luck rolls your way and you win 3, and everybody, and you move it. No. 94, and I've said it and said it and said it and said it. Earnhardt didn't win a race in 94 at all. He won the championship because he was consistent.
Yeah, I would rather not see playoffs, but if you're going to do them, man, I think that you're going 16 people. You just let them run it to reset. You do whatever it is you guys are going to do with those 16,
Right.
and then let them run. Let them run to the end. I mean, that guy, like you're saying, that guy in the 16th, you know what I mean? That right now is not in the race or not in for the championship racing, might crack off 3-4 races in a row.
Right.
And
Yeah,
then he surely would have been the champion.
Let the points run. Let them run to the end of it. If you want to take 16 drivers or the best 20 drivers or whatever, fine. I'll split. You know what? I'll negotiate. I'll work the middle of the road here with you. But I agree with you. After 3 races, then 4 of you are out. 3 more races, 4 of you are out. 3 more races, then we're da. No.
Now you're down for 4. Now you're down with a race at the end of the season where 4 people matter the most. You know, 4
Yeah,
nobody gives a damn about anybody else.
Once again, it comes back to the sponsorship money. But if you look at it that way, why out of 4 guys, there are 4 that are going to run for the championship, right? 4 they're going to run. Then why should the 26 other guys or the 28 other guys or 30 other guys even show up? Why don't you just have the 4 guys go to Phoenix or Miami, here, Bristol, wherever, and put the 4 guys on the track and say you're running 500 fucking laps. You're running 500 laps, and that's it.
Yeah, no, you're right.
I
mean, like I said,
there.
yeah, it's okay. Like I said, I've never liked the playoffs at all, but I don't think we're getting rid of them. You know what I mean? I just don't think that's happening. I've never liked them. I don't think you're getting rid of them. I think there's a better way to do it. I don't think you should eliminate drivers in the playoffs. This isn't like the NFL where you're trying to get down to 2 people playing each other, because you're not. You're not trying to get down to 2 teams playing each other. You're trying to get a champion. All right. Now, if you're going to do it this way and you want your playoffs, then nobody should be eliminated, man. And let them run, let them go, man. Like, again, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? You got to be. So you're saying in order to stay in the hunt for the championship, you got to at least be good over these first 3 races in the playoffs. Oh, now you got to be good in these next 3 races in the playoffs,
and then the next 3.
And then you know what I mean? Like, I just think I think you should be just good in those 10 races if that's what you're going to do. The 10 race playoffs, 16 drivers, they're going at it. Somebody's going to win in the end.
I want to look at something, and I want to check because I put my notes away real quickly, but I wanted to go back and look. It's Alex Bowman's out, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he's out.
Alex Bowman, Josh Berry, Shane Van Gisbergen, and I knew I'd just forget one if I try to do it off the top of my head.
Point I was getting to right there, one of the Hendrick cars is gone. Guy had a pretty good year. Now he got stuck into this thing and he's out. I mean, I guess if you're not a Hendrick fan, you're sort of happy. You're sort of happy that 1 out of 4 is out of the right. 1 out of 4 is up out of the line. They got to find a way to it. They got to get, they got to find a way. They got to get more manufacturers into it. Phelps has got to start listening to the fans. It's got to start listening to the fans. You got to, I'm telling you right now, I'm all for NASCAR supporting our military troops. I'm 1,000 gazillion times for it. I'm 1 gazillion times for them being at the racetracks and recruiting, getting young people to join our military services. But this whole thing in San Diego ain't nothing but a smoke and mirror. It's smoke and mirrors.
But yet I'm excited to see it.
I know you're excited to see it. But it's smoke and mirrors. First of all, I don't think that everybody understands about what it's like to get on a military installation, an active military installation. We're not talking about they're taking this someplace where the base has been closed for 30 years.
Sure.
Okay. But I guarantee you this. I guarantee it. Around that facility, there will be a recruiting station, and there should be. Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, and apparently now we have Space Force. But if they're going to do it, then they need to do it at every single track. They need to be at every track, not just this. They need to be at every single track, starting at Daytona down to the final show in Phoenix.
Sure.
IndyCar and NASCAR are going to team up with Phoenix Spring Race next year. Okay.
That's neat.
Cool.
I remember the first time I ever saw the Craftsman Trucks race. I was down at Homestead, and they ran with the Indy cars.
Trucks are going to run St. Petersburg next year too.
Yeah.
Okay. They're already building here. Everybody's pissed off in Las Vegas.
Yeah,
They started early. They're building the F1 track.
I've heard.
I heard a little. I heard a little buzz. I heard a little buzz that a very big motorsports company is looking to purchase some land north of the Speedway, and a possible track could be built there. That means if they could get a good road course, we would have a place for F1. All the businesses here, the local businesses here, and everybody would be happy because they're not blocking off all the side streets. You've lived here, you know how it works.
Yeah, it's tricky.
You build it right. You build it right. You build it right. And hold on a second. We got a special guest going to join the phone. You ready, Scratch? We're going to interrupt.
Ready.
Scratch. Long buddy, she has had a tough year. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us on the Gene Woods communication phone lines is the first lady, the producer of this program, the lovely Diane Fox. Good afternoon, honey. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. Hey, guys.
How you doing? How you feeling?
Oh, look, there she
Pretty
is.
good. I just left the dialysis center a little bit ago, and it was pouring down rain, but it went well. It did.
Diane, tell everybody. Everybody knows that Diane and I are married, been together celebrating almost 25 years. And we've just graduated. We've always kept our personal lives and things. We don't knock anybody that does this, that goes on and takes pictures of rooms and things. But Diane, real quickly, people have asked so much about where you've been. We described a little bit, so take a minute or two. Tell everybody what happened, how you're feeling, and what's going on.
Okay. Well, about 3-4 weeks ago, I started feeling not too well, and I ended up going to the emergency room, and they admitted me to the ICU. I had some fluid on my heart. My remaining kidney that I have was going down really fast, and they put me on dialysis, and so I go to dialysis treatment 3 times a week. For about 3.5 hours. And I did talk to the nurse today. My numbers are starting to look good. They're hoping that my kidney will repair itself. And then I'll only have to be on dialysis temporarily instead of permanently. I am starting to feel a lot better. I've got a lot more energy since I started the dialysis, and I got a really good appetite again. I lost about 90 pounds. And I'm just, it's just something I have to deal with. Chronic kidney disease is a real bad thing. So everybody keep your kidneys, try to keep your kidneys, because when you go down to one, it just means that one kidney is working twice as hard. And it's sometimes hard to maintain.
Certainly does.
Yep.
Glad to have her home, everybody. She was in intensive care, Scratch. She was in intensive care 17 days, hospital 17 days, intensive care in the main unit of intensive care for 10 days. She was in the ICM unit for 6 days. And then on the final day, they moved her to a standard room that she was in for, I think, about 7 hours. And then they got to bring her home. She has a permanent portal or catheter piece that's just on her right side, just right below the shoulder blade. So that is in, that'll stay in until we get to that point. But there she is. Diane, we're so glad you took a minute. Next week, you've got to.
Happy to still have you.
Did you hear him, Diane?
She probably can't
Do
hear
what?
me.
No, I didn't.
She said, Scratch said he's happy to have you back and glad that you're back home.
Oh, I am so glad to be home, and I can't wait to see Scratch. I cannot wait. I am thrilled. I'm so thrilled he's coming to Las Vegas for a few days. just to sit and talk to him and laugh, because he always made me laugh. So it'll be a good thing. And I just want to let you guys know the interview that you guys just did with Mr. SPLIOTRO and Gene, that was amazing, guys. That was a great interview. Kudos to them two men for coming on and explaining things that to some of us, I like Scratch said, I'm an idiot when it comes to law. So it did really help, and I understand a little bit more. So thank you so much for them two guys. Great interview. Yeah. So I'm just a little tired right now. Sometimes after dialysis, I get just a little sleepy. It could also be because I have to sit in that chair for 3.5 hours. So, but yeah, I'm back, and get a hold of me if you guys, if anybody wants to be on the show. We'd love to have you guys, racers, crew chiefs, anybody that has anything to do with racing. I think one day what we'll do is we'll do a fan appreciation a day, and we'll have some fans come on and talk to us about racing.
There you go. And of course, if you'd like to be a guest on the Racing Around the Country segment, reach out to Diane at onpitroadracing@gmail.com, or you can drop her a line at 702. That's 702-803-0875. And please, folks, we're on the West Coast. If you're an East Coaster, man, give us a little time. At 9 o'clock in the morning here on the West Coast is 6 a.m. on your East Coast. So give us a time. Drop us an email. We'd love to have you on the show, whether you're racing dirt, asphalt, and whatever. You'll team up with Scratch and I. Diane, you got us hooked up real good next week. Going to be good. Our good friend Spencer Boyd from Freedom Racing, the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, will join us. And a good visit. We haven't had him on for a while. Michael D. Orlando, IndyCar driver, NXT man. He's going to join us. He's got the lowdowns on what's happening in all the open wheel racing, where he thinks IndyCar is going, how the F1 season's going. So we'll have him on for Racing Around the Country. Diane, thanks so much for your time, darling. Get yourself some rest, and we'll see you in a little while, okay?
Okay. Love you guys. Bye.
There you go. First lady there for you, Scratch, joining us. I thought I'd pop that in there for you today, buddy.
Very nice. Nice to hear from her.
All righty. Tony Stewart's moved on, Elite Motorsports. We talked about this earlier in the program. All right.
Yep.
He's turned on, and now he's going over to there. Crashes app. Good thing for those guys over there. What do you think, man?
Yes. I agree. I think that'd be a good time. I think it's gonna be good to watch. I didn't want him to. Like I said, I had mentioned on the radio show, I didn't want him to get. I mean, I get it. He was filling in, for his wife. I get that, but I didn't want him to. He's doing so good. I didn't want him to. I didn't want him to be out of a seat.
Yeah.
I'd like to see what happens next.
Well, when you go in and buy into another thing, you got yourself a seat. I think he's going to do well. They're tough over there at Elite Motorsports. That's a good group over there. They're going to add some nitro to that team. It's going to be a good one. What do you got planned for the High Banks tomorrow? Let's talk about that as we get ready to wrap down. We're coming down towards it. How about it, buddy?
If you missed that interview earlier, man, we're going to get that on the High Banks tomorrow with Gene Woods and Johnny SPLIOTRO, the attorney, talking about the legality of the lawsuit against NASCAR. So we're going to talk about that for sure tomorrow, man. And I'm going to give everybody their wide world of racing action tomorrow. I'm going to give them the hot laps, and then we're going to give them some racing around the country. And like I said, usually you'll join me, but tomorrow you won't have to join me. All you got to do is send me that so I can use it tomorrow. So I'm not trying to do no smoke and mirrors here. I am literally going to play that interview tomorrow on the High Bank. So if you missed it, you can tune in tomorrow and see what's going on there on WSBB. If you want to check it out and you're somewhere else, not in this area, you can get it and stream it on the TuneIn app.
All right, before we go, you got me last week with Bubba.
Barely, though.
I took it over Kyle Busch. Okay, we're in New Hampshire this weekend. Let me get your spot here ready. Okay. You go first. Go ahead. Pick it.
New Hampshire this week. Let's see. Let me see. I know this. I know that the 19 car does well in New Hampshire. That I know. Okay. I happen to know that because I am a Martin Truex Jr. fan. So
Okay.
as much as I feel like I want to pick somebody else, I'm going Chase Briscoe.
Ooh. Well, I guess our minds are thinking very well, because I'm going to be very honest with you. That's who I was looking at. I didn't think you'd go that route. I didn't. So, all right. Man, it's been a tough second half of the season for him. He needs a win. There's a win here. A win here would really spark to the round of 8.
Oh.
I'm going to take young money this week, man. I'm going to take Kyle Larson in the number 5 Chevrolet from Hendrick Motorsports this week.
I felt like you were going to say Chase Elliott.
I just have this feeling young money's not had a great second half of the season this year. He's fighting for a win. And I think if he gets that bad boy in there, I think you get that bad boy. And I'm going to throw this in too. And I'm going to throw this in as a spoiler, because he ran darn good. If he could have kept on the pit sequence last week, your buddy Carson Hostevar right there was in the lock of the mitts and could have spoiled everything last week, man. So I'm going to put Carson down as a spoiler, my friend. That's a neutral for us both. Okay, since you like.
I'm going to give you another neutral, and outside the top 8 neutral.
All right.
Joey Logano
needs a win.
That's an outside the top 8 need pick right there. Joey Logano would be my darkness, but Chase Briscoe, that's my pick.
All right, you're picking Chase Briscoe to win the New Hampshire 301. Yeah. I'm going to stick with young money. I've got a spoiler in there of Carson Hostevar, and you say the one that really needs to have it could be a spoiler on your side. It's going to be Joey Logano. He's got to have it in there. He's got to get yep. Okay. All right. I'm going to put these on the old Tiger route. You see them right there. They are for you, my friends. There you go. There you go. There's the Tigers right there. I'll stick it right up here on the old iPod machine. And we're locked in for next week. Any shows, any gigs this weekend for you, my friend?
No, but I'm going to start doing the music bingo every Wednesday over at Mulligan's. That's going to be pretty fun. And then that comedy auction has just been amazing down there at Peanuts in New Smyrna on Flagler Ave. I've been tearing that up. I love it. I love that thing there. It's fun. But I might have some news coming up here pretty soon. I've been talking to a few comedians lately about getting a few things together, so I might have something coming up this Saturday. I am emceeing Decades on the Beach down at Jerry's Tiki Bar in Potts Inlet. It's right in the mix of the old beach course here on the asphalt side, of course, but I mean it's right in the mix right here in Potts Inlet where they ran the old beach course. So Decades on the Beach, I'll be emceeing that little music festival coming this Saturday. So that's my thing I got. Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
That looks good. I'm into that. Okay, let's do that. Let me see if I can get my machine to work out here. Right this weekend, I'm here at the door. As you saw, Gene's in Boston, so I'll be here at the racetrack this weekend, greeting and meeting our friends at the Gene Woods Racing Experience. If you're here in Las Vegas, we're located at 450 Fremont Street, downtown Las Vegas, in the new Neonopolis complex. You know what? I throw a deal out there Friday and Saturday, happy hour, noon to 6. Everybody gets $25 rides. You don't need a card. You don't need this. You don't need that. Just come on down. Noon to 6, Friday and Saturday afternoons, noon to 6 here at the Gene Woods Racing Experience. $25 rides. I'll be at the front door and I'll check you in. There about it. Pretty good deal, huh, my friend?
That's not a bad deal. It's a good
Friday
deal.
night. Friday night. I think tomorrow night, Diane and I are going to try to get out to the strip and see warm-ups and Fan Fest for the Supercross Series. LVMS.com right there if you still want to get some tickets. So you get there, and of course, racing here coming all up, man. The month of September and October, we are packed, locked, and loaded, man. Anything else for you?
No, man. Check out my website, comedyfromscratch.com, spell scratch with a K, or nutshackentertainment.com. That's pretty much all I got to say. Oh, and I'm going to go have myself some adult beverages for my birthday as soon as we are done.
Kept you a little longer. Have yourself. I know we're getting our plans worked out to get you here in October. You're coming one way or another. We're going to work it out.
Trying to work it out. We're getting closer.
We're getting closer. All right. Want to thank Gene Woods. Want to thank John SPLIOTRO, Jose Carrera for joining us today. Next week, Spencer Boyd for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series and Michael D. Orlando from Open Wheel IndyCar Racing will join us next week on this program. Thanks to Diane Fox. Good to have Diane back with us. You know that's right.
Sure
Good
is.
to have her back. All righty. I'm going to go ahead and call. I'm going to go ahead and call for John. All right.
You do that.
Let's do it right now. Want to thank Attorney John SPLIOTRO for joining us today, giving us insight to Gene Woods, Jose Carreras from Las Vegas Motor Speedway, Supercross Racing Man out at the Strip. Get your tickets going out. We might see you there, okay? Back at you next Thursday, 3 p.m. on the West Coast, 6 on the East. My buddy Scratch and Jay and I, Alan Michaels. On
Thanks
Pit
for
Road Racing.
joining us for On Pit Road Racing. Follow us on our website, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at On Pit Road Racing. On Pit Road Racing is written and produced by WCOBN TV. I'm John the Announcer for On Pit Road Racing.